Good afternoon, Miss. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Cluster 4 under the topic Company Payroll and Fringe Benefits. Cluster 4 consists of yours truly, Oybinus Kim, Lim Charmaine, Gilay Bichina, Palermo Timothy, Nakar Shan, and Aplaka Fresha. Under our topics are the following: DOLA Standard, Company Profile, Offered Fringe Benefit, Duties and Responsibilities of a Payroll Staff, Steps involved in payroll preparation and release of payroll through ATM, How to prepare a payroll summary or payroll register, and lastly, the journal entries.
Compensation. It's more than just numbers on a paycheck. It's the sum of an employee's financial and non-financial benefits. In this report, let's delve into the world of payroll and fringe benefits. But before we do that, let's start with the basic. What exactly are payroll and fringe benefits? So, payroll is the process of calculating and distributing employee compensation. This includes wages, salaries, bonuses, and taxes. The payroll process typically involves several steps such as collecting employee time and attendance data, calculating pay, withholding taxes and other deductions, and distributing paychecks or direct deposits. To ensure accuracy and compliance with laws and regulations, companies may utilize various payroll software or outsourcing solutions. These tools can help automate the payroll process, minimize errors, and save time. Payroll data can also be useful in evaluating employee performance, forecasting labor costs, and tracking budgets. Next is fringe benefits. What are fringe benefits? These are additional benefits that employers offer to their employees beyond their regular compensation. These benefits can include health insurance, retirement plans, paid time off, life insurance, disability insurance, and more. Which benefits can help attract and retain employees by providing additional incentives, promoting work-life balance, and enhancing employee well-being. Employers may also use fringe benefits to differentiate themselves from competitors and create a positive workplace culture. Employers may offer various fringe benefits based on the needs and preferences of their workforce, such as a flexible work schedule or tuition reimbursement for professional development. Why are these important? Payroll and fringe benefits are important for both employees and employers. For employees, accurate and timely pay ensures financial stability and security. Payroll errors or delays can cause undue stress and financial hardships for employees, leading to decreased morale and productivity. Fringe benefits can also provide additional incentives for employees to stay with the company and foster a sense of loyalty and commitment to their employer. Fringe benefits can also improve employee morale and well-being, leading to increased job satisfaction and productivity. For employers, payroll and fringe benefits are essential for attracting and retaining talented employees. Competitive compensation and benefits packages can help differentiate the company from competitors and create a positive employer brand. Accurate and timely payroll processing can also help ensure compliance with labor laws and regulations, avoiding costly penalties and legal disputes. So, how are they administered? Payroll and fringe benefits administration can be complex and time-consuming. Employers must ensure compliance with local labor laws and regulations. In addition to compliance, employers must also manage payroll and benefit data, such as employee information, periods, deductions, and taxes. These data can be sensitive and require secure storage and management. Employers may choose to outsource payroll and benefits administration to a third-party provider who utilize software solutions to streamline the process and reduce administrative burdens. There are also what we call statutory benefits to which employees are entitled to. These are provided in the Dole Labor Code, which is a comprehensive set of labor laws and regulations that govern employment in the Philippines. It was enacted in 1974 to promote employment and social justice to protect the rights of employers. The Labor Code provides the legal frameworks for employment relations and cover various aspects of employment such as wages, benefits, working conditions, and employee rights. The labor code applies to all employers and employees in the Philippines, regardless of the nature of their employment or industry. Employee entitlements under the DOLE Labor Code. The DOLE Labor Code provides various entitlements and protections to employees in the Philippines. These entitlements are important for ensuring fair and just employment relations and protecting the rights and welfare of employees. Firstly, the minimum wage. The labor code sets a minimum wage rate for employees in the Philippines. The minimum wage rate varies depending on the region and industry, but all employees are entitled to receive at least the minimum wage. The repercussions of non-compliance with minimum wage requirements are severe. Employers who fail to pay the minimum wage can face fines, penalties, and legal disputes. They can also face reputational damages and difficulty attracting and retaining talented employees. Secondly, the overtime pay. Employees who work beyond their regular working hours are entitled to receive overtime pay. The overtime rate is usually 125% of their regularly hourly rate. The labor code sets a maximum of 8 hours of work per day, and any work done beyond that is considered overtime. The repercussions of non-compliance with overtime pay requirements are also severe. Employers who fail to pay overtime could face fines, penalties, and legal disputes. They can also face reputational damages and difficulty attracting and retaining talented employees. Thirdly, the night shift differential pay. Employees who work during the night are entitled to receive additional pay, known as the night shift differential pay. The night shift differential rate is usually 10% to 20% of the regular hour rate, depending on the industry and region. The repercussions of non-compliance with night shift differential pay requirements are less severe than non-compliance with minimum wage or overtime pay requirements. Employers who fail to pay night shift differential pay can face fines and penalties, but are less likely to face legal disputes. Fourthly, holiday pay. Employees who work on regular holidays are entitled to receive additional pay, known as holiday pay. Holiday pay is usually 100% of the regular hourly rate. The repercussions of non-compliance with holiday pay requirements are similar to non-compliance with minimum wage or overtime pay requirements. Employers who fail to pay holiday pay can face fines, penalties, and legal disputes. They can also face reputational damage and difficulty attracting and retaining talented employees. Next, the service incentive view. Employees who work for at least 1 year in the company are entitled to receive a service incentive leave of 5 days with pay. This entitlement is separate from vacation leave or sick leave and can be used for any purpose. The repercussions of non-compliance with service incentive leaves are less severe than non-compliance with minimum wage or overtime pay requirements. Next is they are also entitled to give separation pay requirements to equal to one-half pay for every year. A fraction of at least 6 months is considered one whole year. For example, if an employer makes 10,000 per month, the employee worked for 10 years, he shall be given 50,000 pesos, which is computed as 10,000 times one half times 10 years. Next is the RA number 8187, the Paternity Act of 1996, a paternity leave of 6 days with full pay, the requisites of which are availed for first 4 deliveries, legitimate or lawful wife underwent delivery, spouses are cohabitating unless they are not physically together by reason of workstation, and the leave is availed not later than 60 days after said delivery. Next is the
Maternity leave. For childbirth, 105 days maternity leave with full pay, additional 15 days for solo parents as defined in RA number 8972 or the Solo Parents Welfare Act of 2000. Option to extend for 30 days without pay. Option to allocate up to 7 days of the maturity date maternity leave to the child's father or alternative caregiver. Special leave benefit. 2 months full pay under the Magna Carta of Women in cases of surgery due to gynecological disorder. Parental leave for a solo parent given 7 days Working days every year with full pay. Requisites are birth as a result of rape or other crimes against chastity. Death of spouse. Spouse is detained or serving sentence for a criminal conviction for at least 1 year. Physical or mental incapacity of spouse as certified by public medical practitioner. Declaration of nullity or annulment of marriage. Abandonment of spouse for at least 1 year. Unmarried father or mother who has preferred to keep and bear his or her child instead of having others care for them or give them up to a welfare institution. Any other person who solely provides parental care and support to a child or children provided that he or she is duly licensed as a foster parent by the Department of Social Welfare and Development or appointed legal guardian by court. Any family member who assumes the responsibility of head of the family as a result of death, abandonment, disappearance, or prolonged absence of the parents or solo parent provided that such lasts for at least 1 year, entitled to 13th month pay, and entitled to statutory premiums such as SSS, PhilHealth, and GSIS.
But each company has different ways of establishing payroll and fringe benefits. They follow different systems, different procedures. They even offer different perks to their employees. Luckily, we were able to have the chance to interview Ms. Christine Yatoro, the payroll supervisor, one of the behemoths of the home and furniture industry, Mandawi Foam. But before we talk about computation, benefits, journal entries, and more, let's first hear about how Mandawi Foam came to be the multinational company that it is right now.
Company profile. Mandawi Foam is a Filipino furniture company. It was founded in 1971. It started as a foam manufacturer and has since grown into a one-stop shop for home and office furniture needs. The company is headquartered in Cebu City, Philippines and has over 30 branches nationwide. Mandawi Foam's product line includes a wide range of furniture items such as sofas, bed, dining sets, cabinets, and office furniture as well as home accessories such as pillows, curtains, and linens. The company prides itself on offering high-quality products at affordable prices. In addition to its brick and mortar stores, Mandawi Foam also operates an online store, making it easy for customers to shop for furniture and home accessory from the comfort of their own homes. The company also offers delivery and installation services, ensuring that customers receive their purchases in a timely and convenient manner. Mandawi Foam is committed to sustainability and has implemented various environmental friendly practices in its operations, such as using recycled materials and reducing its carbon footprints. Overall, Mandawi Foam is a well-established and reputable furniture company in the Philippines, known for its high-quality products, affordable prices, and commitment to sustainability. As we prepare to enter the broad financial world, we believe that it's essential to have a practical understanding of how companies like Mandawi Foam issue payroll and provide benefit to their employees. With this in mind, we wanted to gain insight into Mandawi's Foam payroll system and employees' benefits, including the corresponding entries. This will help us gain valuable knowledge of the different systems and practices that the company in the financial industry implement. By studying Mandawi's Foam practices, we hope to gain a deeper understanding of how successful companies operate and apply this insight to our future endeavors.
Aside from mandated fringe benefits, once an applicant is hired, there will always be a contract that both parties sign to. Some stipulations are the benefits that they could get during their service to the company. During the interview, only the following benefits can be disclosed by the company. First is health insurance or HMO. This benefit was paid in advance by the company with a minimum of 1 year in availing the health insurance, where 40% of the health insurance will be shouldered by the company. And if you work in a higher position, there is also a chance and a possibility that a higher percentage will be shouldered. Second is meal subsidies. This benefit, however, is not accessible to all employees. This is only advantageous to administrative staff such as office employees, managers, and supervisors. However, this subsidy is not in monetary form, but the company provides packed lunch for the employees. The third is paid leave. Mandaue Foam provides paid leave. While some companies only offer 5 vacation leaves and 5 sick leaves, Mandaue Foam provides 10 vacation leaves and 10 sick leaves for the employees. And this may be an opportunity for the employees, but Mandaue Foam also secures that in a leave, employees must have to work for 1 year in the company. They also have de minimis fringe benefits or benefits that are non-taxable, which includes training allowance, gas allowance, and snacks.
You might want to be a payroll staff in the future and you're wondering what are the duties and responsibilities of a payroll staff. Payroll staff plays a critical role in ensuring that employees are paid accurately and on time. Their duties and responsibilities are the following. First is managing payroll data. The payroll staff is responsible for maintaining accurate and up-to-date employee payroll data, including hours worked, salary or hourly rates, tax withholdings, and benefits and deductions. For example, the payroll staff may be responsible for gathering and inputting all the employees' timesheets, verifying the accuracy of the data, and processing payroll through the company's payroll system. Next, we have the processing payroll. The payroll staff is responsible for processing payroll accurately and on time, including calculating gross pay, deductions, and net pay, and issuing paychecks or direct deposits. An example for this is the payroll staff may be responsible for maintaining records of employees' sick time and vacation time use as well as overtime work. Third is complying with legal requirements. The payroll staff must ensure that all the payroll-related activities comply with legal requirements, including tax laws, labor laws, and regulation related to benefits and compensation. For example, the payroll staff may be responsible for ensuring that all necessary taxes such as federal and state income tax, social insecurity are withheld with employees' paychecks. Another duty a payroll staff accomplishes is responding to employees' inquiries. The payroll staff must respond to employees' inquiries related to payroll, including questions about deduction, tax withholdings, and paychecks. Fifth is keeping payroll records. The payroll staff is responsible for maintaining accurate payroll records, including pay stubs, tax forms, and benefit statements, and ensuring that they are accessible and organized. One of the most important duties and responsibilities of a payroll staff is reconciling payroll accounts. The payroll staff must reconcile payroll accounts, including bank accounts and general ledger accounts, and ensure that all transactions are accurately recorded. Next, we have the Managing Benefits Program. The payroll staff is responsible for managing employee benefits programs, including health insurance, retirement plans, and other benefits, and ensuring that all deductions and contributions are accurately processed. Another is maintaining confidentiality. The payroll staff must maintain strict confidentiality of all payroll-related information, including employee wages and tax information. Last but not least is staying up to date with payroll-related technology. The payroll staff must stay up to date with the latest payroll-related technology, including payroll software,
time and attendance system, and other tools, and ensures that they are using the most efficient and effective tools for their payroll processes. In summary, payroll personnel perform an important role in ensuring that employees are paid accurately and on time while also adhering the regulatory obligation and handling employee benefit programs. Their roles and responsibilities, attention to detail, accuracy, and a thorough understanding of payroll-related processes and technologies.
Steps involved in payroll preparation and release of payroll through ATM. Though Mandawa Foam uses system in computing payroll, they still make sure that in preparing payroll, they still first gather employee data, collect all necessary employee information such as hours worked, overtime hours, deduction, taxes, and any other necessary data. Identify cutoff. Payroll cutoff date refers to the deadline for submitting payroll information to ensure that employees are paid on time for the designated pay period. Mandawa Foam's cutoff dates were 6 and 21. This is also called Kininsinas na Sweldo since there were two cutoff dates. During cutoff, payroll staff extract the logs since the employees monitor their record every day. They are given a chance if there are mistakes in logging in that affects their attendance. Calculate payroll. Use the employee data to calculate the gross pay, deductions, and net pay for each employee. Payroll staff will make postings about government loans like SSS, Pag-ibig, and PhilHealth to deduct from their salary the advances and charges made. Health insurance, on the other hand, will be posted one time only since Mandawi Foam already paid it in advance. Thus, employees will be paying to Mandawi Foam directly through payroll deduction. Timekeeping. Of all processes, these are considered timekeeping as difficult. This step needs to recheck the inputs in the system that has been generated through their digital log called biometrics. Biometrics is the current system they use where fingerprints will be used to record your attendance. There are instances that employees mistakenly filed a leave on such a date. Thus, payroll staff will adjust and correct the data. Under this process, overtime and daily time record that had been applied, change shift, day off, or any changes related to attendance must be rechecked to pay the employees the exact salary. Once data is verified, proceed to payroll processing. Collecting and verifying employee time and attendance records, including sick leave, vacation, and overtime hours, if applicable. Approval of top management. Final data from payroll will be sent out to the accounting department for the approval of the total amount. The journal entries and the total sum made by the system will be sent to the top management. Once the top management approves the total amount, it will be proceed to online banking. BPI and BizLink are the used banks of Mandawi Foam. Since it is a system generated, there will be text files that will be generated through People Core, which will be uploaded to the BPI. Once uploaded, it will be forwarded to top management for approval. Once approved real-time, salary will be sent to employees' bank accounts. Sending notifications. Employees will be communicated of their payroll deposit via email or other communication channels. After payout, payroll department will generate journal entries or breakdown so that accounting department will have records and salaries and expenses in payroll data. Salaries and payable premiums will be computed to know the amount for deductions. All data in the system will be converted to journal entries. Keeping records of payroll transactions and tax liabilities for future reference.
How to prepare a payroll summary or a payroll register? A payroll register is a tool that maintains wage payment information about each employee for each pay period and pay date, including gross pay, deductions, tax withholding, net pay, and other payroll related information. Structures of payroll register: pay period dates, beginning and end. Pay date during the 15th and 31st of the month. Hours worked, 8 hours. Applicable pay rates: regular, 8 hours, and the overtime is 2 hours. Total gross wages: the amount an employee earns as compensation for services rendered for an employee before all payroll deductions for taxes, benefits, or wage garnishments are made. Benefit deductions are the payroll taxes that the corporation must pay, including the Social Security, Medicare, federal unemployment, and state unemployment taxes. Applicable employee means current started employees of parent, current hourly employees of any seller or any its affiliates, excluding the purchase subsidiaries, any dealership represented by the UAW, the United Auto Worker, in each case, including such current salaried and current hourly employees who are on the long-term and short-term disability, military leave, sick leave, family medical leave, or other approved leave of absence, or who have recall rights. And employer taxes are the payroll taxes that the corporations must pay, including the Social Security, Medicare, federal unemployment, and state unemployment taxes. So the employee benefits contributions any sum of money that employer decides to invest in specific benefit options. Net wages, the earnings, interest, or rent after deducting statutory taxes and deductions, family insurance payments, and the voluntary retirement deductions up to 5% of the gross wages. Net payment details, we have the paper check, the direct deposit, or the pay card, Mandawi Form, which is the company that or example, use BPI or the Bank of the Philippine Island through their net payment details, and it is systemized. It should be noted that the payroll record keeping laws vary by jurisdiction. To maintain compliance, employer must be aware of the laws that apply to their employees and save the necessary documentation for the time period stipulated by federal, state, and local governments. Presented in the table below are the minimum wage of different cities in Visayas. It took effect in last June 14, 2022. This table is classified by a geographical area, Class A, Class B, and Class C, where Cebu is classified Class A, with a new minimum wage of 435 pesos. If non-agriculture with more than 10 employees, and on the other hand, 425 pesos for agriculture and non-agriculture with less than 10 employees. So the question is, what if there's a change in the minimum wage? This minimum wage will be declared by the Department of Labor and Employment, or also known as DOLE, and would release a memo to the companies below. It's a sample memo released by Department of Labor and Employment. Once the memo is received, companies will adopt immediately. The key here is whether you will implement them promptly if the minimum wage changes. They will wait for the Implementing Rules of Regulations or IRR to be released by the Department of Labor and Employment. Once the Implementing Rules and Regulations is released, it retroactively applies the time the change in the minimum wage is declared. For example, if the requirement is March 1 but the implementing rules and regulations is announced on the March 15, you will react from March 1.
term withholding tax refers to the money that an employer deducts from an employee's gross wages and pays directly to the government. If an employee's yearly salary totaled to not over 250,000, the employee is not obligated to pay tax. If an employee's yearly salary totaled to over 250,000 but not over 400,000, the employee is obligated to pay 15% of the excess of 250,000. Let's say, for example, an employee's salary totaled 300,000. Therefore, an employee is obligated to pay 7,500. If an employee's yearly salary totaled over 400,000 but not over 800,000, the employee is obligated to pay 22,500 pesos, which is the fixed amount, plus the 20% of the excess of 400,000. For example, employee's salary totaled to 550,000. Employee is obligated to pay 52,500 pesos. If an employee's yearly salary totaled over 800,000 but not over 2 million, the employee is obligated to pay 102,500 fixed amount plus the 25% of the excess over 800,000. For example, employee's salary totaled to 900,000. Therefore, an employee is obligated to pay 127,500 pesos. If an employee's yearly salary totaled to over 2 million but not over 8 million, the employee is obligated to pay 400,500 pesos fixed amount plus 30% of the excess over 2 million. For example, employee's salary totaled to 5 million, employee is obligated to pay 1,302,500. If an employee's yearly salary totaled to over 8 million, the employee is obligated to pay 2,202,500 pesos fixed amount plus 35% of the excess over 8 million. For example, an employee's salary totaled 20 million, employees are obligated to pay 6,402,500 pesos.
Computation guide for minimum wage will be as follows. Regular day, hourly rate given by the company, overtime regular rate plus 25% thereof. Daily salary is 435 and 10 hours of work is done. Computation, regular pay 435 pesos, overtime pay 435, daily wage divided by 8 hours equals 54.375 per hour. 54.375 per hour times 1.25 times 2 hours of overtime equals 135.9375. Rest day that falls on a regular holiday. Hourly rate. Regular hourly rate plus 160% thereof. Overtime hourly rate on a rest day that falls on special holiday plus 30% thereof. Daily rate is 435 and hours work is done. Computation, regular pay 435 daily wage times 2.6 equals 1131. Overtime pay 1131 daily wage divided by 8 hours equals 141.375 per hour. 141.375 per hour times 1.3 times 2 hours of work is done equals 367,575. Rest day that falls on a special holiday. Hourly rate, regular hourly rate plus 50% thereof. Overtime hourly rate on a rest day that falls on a special holiday plus 30% thereof. Daily salary is 435 and 10 hours work is done. Computation. Rest day that falls on a regular holiday. Hourly rate. Regular hourly rate plus 160% thereof. Overtime hourly rate on a rest day that falls on special holiday plus 30% thereof. Daily rate is 435 and hours work is done. Computation, regular pay 435 daily wage times 2.6 equals 1131. Overtime pay 1131 daily wage divided by 8 hours equals 141.375 per hour. 141.375 per hour times 1.3 times 2 hours of work is done equals 367,575. Regular hourly rate plus 100% thereof, overtime hourly rate on regular holiday plus 30% thereof. Daily salary is 435 and 10 hours work is done. Computation, regular pay 435 daily wage times 2 equals 870. Overtime pay 870 daily wage divided by the 8 hours equals 108.75 per hour. 108.75 per hour times 1.3 times 2 hours of overtime equals 282.75. Night shift on a regular day. Regular early rate plus 10% thereof. Overtime hourly rate on a night shift on a regular day plus 25% thereof. Daily wage is 435 and work is from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Computation, daily wage 435 daily wage times 1.1 equals 478.5. Overtime 478.5 daily wage divided by the 8 hours equals 59.8125 per hour. 59.8125 per hour times 1.25 times 2 hours equals 149.53125. Night shift on a rest day, special holiday, or regular holiday. Hourly rate on a rest day, special holiday, or regular holiday plus 10% thereof. Overtime, hourly rate on a rest day, special holiday, or regular holiday plus 30% thereof. Special holiday, non-working holidays which have no fixed date yet may be declared by the president or the CEO of the company as non-working days. No work, no pay applies. Regular holiday, considered holidays whether or not they are announced by government and have a fixed date. Employees are entitled to compensation for regular holiday and rest day, whether they render service or not. Night shift differential, given to employees who works between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Non-compliance with the wage orders and failure to provide the employees mandatory benefits could lead to a civil and criminal prosecution. This implies that one could be subjected to fines, penalties, or worse, closure of business. If not, imprisonment for failure to proceed statutory known for benefits to its employees.
So journal entries are needed to be made by the employers with regards to payroll and fringe benefits. For the journal entries for May 30, 2023, we debit payroll and credit SSL contribution payable, PhilHealth contribution payable, Pag-ibig contribution payable, withholding tax payable, and accrued payroll for the payroll from May 7 to May 21. To account for the payment of accrued payroll, we debit accrued payroll and we credit cash. To account for the de minimis benefits for the period or the non-taxable benefits for the period, we debit fringe benefits expense de minimis and we credit fringe benefits payable de minimis. So to account for the payment of de minimis benefits or the non-taxable benefits, we debit fringe benefits payable, de minimis, and we credit cash. To account for the distribution of payroll, we debit work in process and factory overhead control, and we credit payroll. To account for the employer's share of mandated contributions, we debit factory overhead control, and we credit SSS contribution payable, EC contribution payable, PhilHealth contribution payable, Pag-ibig contribution payable, and that's it, to account for the employer's share of mandated contributions. To account for remittances made on June 10 to SSS, we debit SSS contribution payable, ECC premiums payable, and we credit cash. To account for remittances to PhilHealth, we debit PhilHealth contribution payable and we credit cash. To account for remittance to HDMF, we debit Pag-ibig contribution payable and we credit cash. For the remittance to BIR, we debit withholding tax payable and we credit cash. That is all for the journal entries. So payroll expenses. These are the first journal entry for payroll expenses is made when a company pays its employees. The entry debits the salaries and wages expense account, which is an income statement account, and credits the cash or bank account, which is a balance sheet account. This entry reflects the amount of money the company paid to its employees during the pay period. Second is the payroll taxes. Employers are required to pay taxes on behalf of their employees, such as Social Security, Medicare, and state income tax. The journal entry for payroll taxes debits the payroll taxes expense account, which is an income statement account, and credits the payable accounts, which are liabilities on the balance sheet. These accounts represent the amount of payroll taxes owed to the government agencies and serve as a liability under they are paid. Third is the fringe benefits expense. The journal entry for fringe benefits expense reflects the cost of benefits that the company provides to its employees, such as health insurance, retirement benefits, and paid time off. The entry debits the fringe benefits expense account. Depending on how the company pays for the benefits, the payable accounts represent the amount of money owed for the benefits, while the cash accounts represent the amount actually paid. It's important to keep accurate and detailed records of payroll and fringe benefits to comply with tax laws and ensure accurate financial statements. Companies should consult with a professional accountant or bookkeeper for specific accounting needs and advice.